Most of you aren't subscribed. Make sure to subscribe, as it helps out the channel. Without further ado, skipping ahead a month, Kelvin is seen training with his party in a nearby forest, proud that Ephil has decided to take on the role of an archer. On top of that, Ephil had taken up sewing, and as a result she has been able to enhance her current battle-maid outfit with enchantments. As Gerald and Kelvin engage a massive monster, Ephil begins charging up a powerful fire arrow, releasing and striking the creature, completely incinerating it. With Kelvin heading back to the guild to submit his quest, Ainge is impressed, clarifying that Kelvin only needs to complete one more quest before he can take the rank up exam to be officially rank A. But since Ephil is also considered an adventurer, Kelvin reminds Ephil that she'll also be reaching rank B soon, having reached rank C recently. As Ainge and Kelvin look at each other, they both think about how skilled Ephil is, since she needed to take a rank up exam to be in rank C. During her rank up exam, she had cloaked herself with invisibility, throwing her examiner off, and before the examiner could track Ephil, Ephil fired an arrow at the examiner's head, ending the exam. Ainge reiterates how the examiner was a veteran adventurer, and to have Ephil defeat him so quickly is impressive. Changing topics, Ainge tells Ephil about a new sweet store that opened up, asking if she would like to visit the store together. Seeing Ainge and Ephil so close, Kelvin can't help but feel happy, but is suddenly asked by Ephil to join them. With some advice from Ainge, Kelvin accepts Ephil's offer, agreeing to meet up tomorrow. The next day, Kelvin waits in the agreed-upon spot, spotting various couples nearby, wondering if he is on a date. Brushing the naughty thoughts aside, he spots Ainge, complimenting her cute looks. But Ainge wonders where Ephil is, prompting Kelvin to tell her Ephil will be late, as she is still dressing up. Hearing this, Ainge realizes the Ephil will be competition, asking that Kelvin relax and treat each other comfortably. Not realizing what Ainge meant, Kelvin agrees, but the two are interrupted by Ephil, having finally arrived. With a single glance, Kelvin becomes frozen in Ephil's presence, but soon snaps out of it complimenting Ephil's beauty. On top of that, Ainge gets jealous, pinching Ephil for being so attractive. As the trio finally make their way to the sweets store, they sit down and order an assortment of food, only for Ephil to offer to feed Kelvin. Seeing this, Ainge teases Kelvin for being so close with Ephil, drawing attention from onlookers, who grow jealous that Kelvin is currently hanging out with two beautiful women. Hearing all the gossip around him, Kelvin attempts to set things straight, but no one believes him, putting Kelvin in a sour mood. As the girls indulge in the food, a person's voice is suddenly heard nearby, but out of nowhere their assortment of food is kicked to the ground. Two knights order everyone to bow their heads, as they are currently in the presence of the third prince Trison. Asking to know who Trison is, Kelvin learns that Trison belongs to a military family, meaning he's of a high noble status. Seeing the girls with Kelvin, Trison and his knights demand that Kelvin hand over the girls, and in exchange, he'll let Kelvin go without any harm. Hearing the men's disgusting demands, Kelvin blasts the two knights into a nearby wall, terrifying Trison. Binding Trison in place, Kelvin demands to know why a noble is here, but when Trison refuses to answer, Kelvin brings Trison to his knees. Now willing to answer, Trison states that he's heard rumors of a powerful adventurer in town, and that he knows his knights are weak, so he's here to hire a powerful adventurer that'll serve him. Realizing that he is the one Trison is searching for, Kelvin declines the spoiled noble's offer, knocking him out, leaving the scene. Elsewhere in the Holy Empire, a priestess, Colette, is seen calling upon Melfina, showing Melfina the adventurers and how strong they're getting. Happy to hear things are running smoothly, Melfina tells Colette of a prophecy, intentionally having Colette guide the heroes away from the town Kelvin is currently staying at. Just as Melfina finishes up and leaves, the heroes arrive, asking about this new prophecy. That night, Kelvin and Ephil once again share a bed, both facing away from one another. Thanking Kelvin for saving her earlier, Kelvin tells her that it's a given that he'll protect her forever, but hearing this Ephil wonders if Kelvin truly loves her as a person or as a slave. As Ephil begins to break down at the thought of her past, Kelvin promises that she'll never have to go back to the life of isolation, as he'll always be by her side moving forward. As they both embrace, Kelvin notes how he should think about getting separate rooms. The next morning, Kevlin and all his summons begin looking through this world's heroes' stats, thanks to Melfina, who had recently learned of the hero's progress. Frustrated, Kelvin reveals that the heroes are not even level 100 yet, and they've been here for around a year, wondering what they've been doing all this time. Asking Melfina if the heroes will be able to defeat the Demon King in time, Melfina says this is actually a normal rate for the heroes to be growing, it's just that Kelvin and his gang are growing substantially faster than anyone. Happy to hear that, Kelvin announces his new blacksmithing skill, unveiling a newly crafted rank A staff. On top of that, Gerald has acquired a new shield and cape, and Ephil has created a new sage robe for Kelvin. Suddenly Claire knocks on the door, telling Kelvin that he's being summoned by the guild. Sitting down with the guildmaster, Kelvin learns of a demon sighting in a rank D cave. Not normal as demons, dragons and angels are all the rarest creatures in this world. The guildmaster tells Kelvin that the demon's strength is unknown, apologizing for asking Kelvin to take on such a dangerous quest. Before Kelvin can speak his mind, the guildmaster mentions how there was a prince that visited town recently, but was assaulted, hinting at the fact that because of Kelvin, the guildmaster has been working tirelessly to keep relations with the nobles clean. Seeing as he has to make up for assaulting the noble, Kelvin accepts his quest, terrified about what the guildmaster knows. As the gang head towards the demon sighting, the gang greet the adventurer in charge of containing the creature in the cave, taking Kelvin and his party to the hidden passage. With Ephil lighting the way, the gang begin making their way through the cave, throwing Kelvin off, as he doesn't sense any monsters nearby. As they stop in front of a massive door, they all sense the demon's presence, but also a far more potent creature inside. As Kelvin opens the giant doors, he spots a demon girl strung up, but turns to face another demon, who introduces themselves as an archdemon, Victor. Hearing Victor as an archdemon, Kelvin can't help but get excited, but first he demands to know who the demon girl is. Victor casts a barrier around the room, announcing that the girl was the former demon lord Gustav's daughter. Wondering why Victor is so willingly telling them all of this, Victor reveals that he plans to break the demon girl's seal, but only a human strong enough can break her seal. Lunging at Kelvin, Gerald is able to block Victor's advances, but is confused when Victor reveals he has the ability to copy the skills of anyone he devours. But Victor adds that, the more the target knows about his abilities, the stronger Victor becomes. Hearing this, Kelvin deduces that Victor is planning to eat a powerful human, free the demon girl, and devour her, gaining the power to become the Demon King himself. Confirming Kelvin's suspicions, Victor wonders why Kelvin is grinning so much, but Kelvin tells Victor that he's simply so happy to be able to fight a rank S monster. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like and comment.